What's going down, people? How you doing? This is TK coming at you, and I just wanted to hit you guys with the concept of success. And when I say success, I'm specifically talking about monetary success within whatever type of pre-established lifestyle that you see yourself in. Because I think a lot of people out here are failures. And when I say you're a failure, what I'm saying is that you are living at the poverty line or you're living below the poverty line and you're okay with that, or somehow mentally you accepted the fact that there's no way to make things better, so this is just the way things are. So if you be honest with yourself, that's the resolve that you exist within. You're kind of like, yeah, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do it. All I know is I don't have very much, and I'm just going to accept that. So the 1% super rich are 1% of the population because they don't share that information. They're in a position that you're not in, and they definitely want to ensure that they maintain their status. So the best way to maintain their status is to make sure they don't tell anybody and keep everyone else away from what factors allowed them to get to that level. But if you think about the various forms of income generation out there, you know, the one that everyone's taught from high school or uh, birth is getting a job. So typically, even within the job market, the average person out there is making McDonald's money, meaning that there aren't very many plentiful jobs that pay you six figures, that allow you to have a decent lifestyle. And I can tell you from the six figure standpoint, even having this type of job doesn't guarantee your lifestyle, because things are always changing and inflation is always increasing. So the job is number one, and that's what's propagated to everybody out there. And most people are inherently lazy. So going to work every day, getting a paycheck is the most you're going to get out of them. And even when they go to work, they're going to put in 10% and do the bare minimum just to get their paycheck. So because the average person is looking for a welfare check, I'm waiting on that 20-year paycheck from the military. I'm waiting on that freaking disability check. I'm waiting on this government issuance. I'm waiting on something instead of leaning on yourself and trying to create something within the entrepreneur space where you control your paycheck. You actually are responsible for your success. That's not something that people are willing to accept, and the average person doesn't even have that mindset. So it doesn't leave room for successful entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? You get into the entrepreneur space, and the primary entrepreneur propagation is sales, because taking money from people is the only way most people know how to be an entrepreneur. So I have to come up with some scheme to sell somebody, and the more people I sell, the more money I make. Now, there's a lot of successful people who dove into the entrepreneur space that are very good at taking other people's money. Um, these people, these people are very successful salesmen. They managed to sign up 10 million people. They took a lot of people's money and they sold them a lotion, potion, juice. They sold them some gold. Whatever the hell they sold them, they sold 10 million people and took a lot of people's money. And the commission structure based on that sales system is set up so that if you sell a lot of people, you make a lot of commissions. And at some point, you're at six figures. And from the six figure standpoint, you can sit back and have an easier life. But not every person is capable of selling, meaning that you don't have the charisma, you don't have the personality, you don't have the psychological factors it takes to be a successful salesman. And what it means, or what it boils down to, is that your sales suck. You know, that leader managed to sell 10,000 people, but you barely selling two people, and your commissions don't look like his commissions. So, okay, now let's step away from sales. What else is there in the entrepreneurial space? You know, there's some people that have creativity, ingenuity, and they come up with a concept and they present that concept to the business world, and the business world gravitates towards it. So there aren't very many people like that. If there's a million salesmen, there's probably only 10 creative ingenuity people who come up with their own company and offer a valuable product or service to the world in the form of a corporation. So you can't expect the average person to go from job to being Steve Jobs, because they don't have the Steve Jobs idea, they don't have the Steve Jobs ambition, and they damn sure don't have the Steve Jobs skills. And that's not something you can teach a lazy person sitting on the couch waiting for a government check or waiting for some sort of issuance. So where does that leave? If you want to get away from job and you're that type of person, and you don't want to go into sales because you're not that type of person, then what else is there? Well, as of 2008, cryptocurrency became the new way to pay on the internet. Electronic money that's secured through science, because there's computer science behind the encryption that allows you to send money from one person to another on the internet. So even though the average dumbass says it's fake money, it's real opportunity to transfer value between two people. So as an entrepreneur, you can step into the space, and instead of getting into cryptocurrency investing, you get into cryptocurrency holding. So the same way you hold paper money, where you have a savings account, you get yourself a cryptocurrency savings account and make sure it's on a ledger or cold storage device. And all you do is buy cryptocurrency and hold it. Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy Litecoin, and hold it. Fix an amount, I don't know, whatever you can afford. Every payday, transfer $100. The same way you would come up with a savings plans in paper, come up with a savings plans in cryptocurrency, and every payday, transfer $100 to Ether, transfer $100 to Bitcoin, transfer $100 to Litecoin, and just put that in your Ledger Nano S or your Ledger Nano Blue or whatever type of cold storage device that you would want to spend your money on. And let that be your long-term savings, because cryptocurrency will go up in value. And against saving $100 a week in paper, in comparison to saving $100 a week in cryptocurrency, it's not only smarter, it's the next wave of the 21st century, and the capital gains that you're going to receive will be probably tenfold, anywhere to 1,000-fold. So take my advice, come up with the third plan of entrepreneurship, which is buy and hold cryptocurrency in a cold storage device.